Hello friends, today's video consists of multiple choice questions related to highway engineering and specifically geometrical design of highways. So without wasting time, let's start. So my first question is, the value of ruling gradient as per IRC recommendation for plain terrain is option A 1 in 10, option B 1 in 15, option C 1 in 20 and option D 1 in 30. So the correct answer is option D 1 in 30. Second question, for concrete pavement, which one of the following camber is generally used? A. Parabolic camber, B. Elliptical camber, C. Straight line shape camber, and option D is combination of parabolic and straight line. So we know that for concrete pavement, according to IRC recommendations, generally straight line cambers are used. So my correct option will be option C. This is the explanation. For concrete road, straight line camber is provided as the cross slope is very flat. Means generally in concrete roads, our camber is very flat, and for that purpose we use straight line cambers. Let's move towards question number 3. It is, we have to consider the following statement. Statement 1 says that unevenness of pavement is an instantaneous measure of vertical undulations. Second statement, unevenness is a cumulative measure of vertical undulations. Statement 3, pavement surface condition is measured by bump indicator. And statement 4 says that concrete roads have better visibility and less glare compared to bitumen roads. So which of the following statements are correct? So we have to select the correct statements. So if we see statement 1, which says that unevenness of pavement is an instantaneous measure, so this statement is incorrect because it is a cumulative measure of vertical undulations. Unevenness of pavements is measured as cumulative measure of vertical undulations, which is measured by an instrument which is called as bump indicator. So we can see statement 2 and 3 are correct. Let's see statement 4, concrete roads have better visibility. Yes, that is correct, and less glare as compared to bitumen roads. That is also correct. So we can see option B says that second, third and fourth only. So correct answer will be option B, that is second, third and fourth. Let's move towards question number 4. For horizontal alignment of pavement, spiral transition curve is preferred because option A, rate of change of centrifugal acceleration is consistent or smooth. Option B, calculation and field implementation is easy. Option C, radius of transition curve changes smoothly from infinite to radius of curve. So as we know, transitions are provided for all these purposes which are shown in option A, B and C. So option D will be correct, all of the above. Let's move towards question number 5. It is a numerical type question. So a vehicle is traveling on a road curved road of radius r with a speed of 16 meter per second. If camber for the road is 1 in 40, what will be the radius of curve in meter beyond which no super elevation is required? We are given g is equals to 10 meter per second square. So here is the solution. As we know, for mixed traffic conditions, the radius beyond which no super elevation is needed is given by this formula. R is equals to 0.75 V square upon G into E1. E1 is the camber that is provided for drainage condition. Camber is the minimum slope that is provided in transverse direction to facilitate the drainage purpose on roads. So in this formula, if we put all the values given here, speed is given 16 meter per second. In this formula we will put speed in meter per second itself, and camber E1 is given 1 in 40. Here it is. So all this G is to be taken as 10 meter per second square. So if we calculate this, we will find out R will be equal to 576 meter. So the answer will be 576 meter. So yes, let's move towards question number 6, which is also a numerical type question. If a vehicle was running at 20 meter per second and the driver suddenly applies brake to stop the vehicle, here speed was 20 meter per second. What would be the frictional resistance coefficient between tire and the road if vehicle travels 60 meter before stoppage? So here my lag distance will be 60 meter. Take G is equals to 10 meter per second square. Here second square will be there, and answer up to 2 decimal places. We have to answer up to 2 decimal places. So here is the solution. As we know, kinetic energy change will be equal to work done due to friction. So we know kinetic energy is given by half mv square, and work done is mu into weight into the distance traveled before stoppage. So as we know, vehicle is changing speed from v that is equal to 20 meter per second to 0. So the kinetic energy change will be equal to half mv square, that because v2 is my 0. So half mv square is equals to mu mg into L. As we know, work done will be equal to mu times the weight of the vehicle. So if we put all these mv and here m and g into this L lag distance, we can easily found out mu, which is asked in the question as 1/3. Let's move towards question number 7. which of the following options are correct regarding gradient? We are given three statements regarding gradient. Let's read these statements. Statement 1, ruling gradient depends on the presence of horizontal curve. Statement 2, for limiting gradient, the vehicle would be able to sustain same speed even on long sections. And statement 3, it is written statement 2 two times. Minimum gradient is important at all the locations. So as we know, ruling gradient depends on terrain, length of the grade, speed, pulling power of vehicle, and the presence of horizontal curve. So statement 1 seems to be correct because it is given ruling gradients depends upon presence of horizontal curve. So statement 1 is correct. And statement 2, for limiting gradient, vehicle would be able to sustain the same speed even on long section. That is not correct. And statement 3, minimum gradient is important at all the location. This says that it is important at all the location, but no, minimum gradient is important only at locations where surface drainage is important. So correct answer will be answer D, 1 only. Let's move towards next question. Question number 8. Read the following statements regarding selection of alignment of highway. Statement 1, contour lines of area are examined to delineate steeper slopes. Statement 2, aerial photographs are used to identify the deviation in ground conditions from topographical maps. Statement 3, reconnaissance is the ultimate step in deciding the alignment. Which of the above statements is are correct? As we know, reconnaissance is done before preliminary surveys to explore the site conditions and availability of infrastructures. So this statement 3 is incorrect. Other two statements are correct. So the correct answer will be option A, first and second only. Our next question is a numerical type problem, which we will discuss in next video. Here I am leaving with 8 questions, total 8 questions. 2 more numericals are there, which I will discuss in part 2 of this video. Thank you.